Will the up-and-coming C.J. Stroud be able to defeat veteran Joe Flacco on Saturday? Um, well, we're going to discuss that today. So, Smasher, give us some injury reports.
Yeah, so it's a very long injury report for the Browns. Their starting guard, Joel Bitonio, is injured uh, with an oblique and a knee injury. He did have limited practice today. Um, their punter, I'm not going to attempt to pronounce his name, uh, left quad, he is practicing, so he should be ready to play. Amari Cooper, heel injury, did not practice Tuesday or Wednesday. Joe Flacco is fully practicing. Mike Ford's fully practicing. Miles Garrett with a shoulder and a hamstring injury, limited practice today. Marquise Goodwin, limited practice today. A couple others here. We got Dustin Hopkins, their kicker, did not practice today. Uh, Kareem Hunt did not practice on Tuesday. Was limited today. Greg Newsom did not practice Tuesday, limited today. David Njoku did not practice Tuesday, limited today. Uh, we got Juwan Thornhill did not practice Tuesday, limited practice today. And Denzel Ward was full in practice, and Grant Delpit was limited in practice. So then we move on to the Texans. We've got Will Anderson Jr. Uh, did not practice Tuesday or Wednesday. Noah Brown, their wide receiver, did not practice Tuesday or Wednesday. Malik Collins, their defensive tackle, limited practice today. Jonathan Griard, their defensive end, did not practice today. Jerry Hughes, their other defensive end, did not practice today. Sheldon Rankins, their DT, limited practice today. Robert Woods, wide receiver, hip injury, limited practice today. Uh, Andrew Beck, their fullback, did not practice today. And their center, Michael Delta, was limited practice today. That's all the injury reports.
Well, a lot of injuries and limited players. But why don't we go around first and give our initial thoughts on this game? Aiden, what do you think?
Looking at this game originally, I was like, yeah, Flacco. Yeah, he's him, stuff like that. But I don't think I can count out CJ Stroud. Whenever the moment is big, he's been coming up clutch. I mean, he is him. He is him. I gotta pick the Texans here. I think D'Amico Ryans is a fantastic coach. I think Stroud is gonna be ready, and Nico Collins is gonna go for 100 yards and a touchdown. It's gonna happen, right? And they're gonna win this game.
All right, AJ?
Well, the Browns defense is definitely the better defense in the game. And originally, while looking at the matchup just at face value, I had Cleveland winning this game. But then I look at this injury report. I see Amari Cooper. I see Myles Garrett. And Myles Garrett's the biggest name on that injury report to me. The rest of it matters, but Myles Garrett to me is gonna be the decision maker for me for this game. If Myles Garrett plays, I'm picking the Browns. If Myles Garrett doesn't play, C.J. Stroud and the Texans, I think, will win this game.
All right, Smasher?
Yeah, after looking at the injury reports and just watching CJ Stroud this season, I've loved watching him. He's been an amazing quarterback. I think the Texans win this game. I think it's an upset in a lot of people's eyes, but I just think the Browns are way too battered and injured, and Joe Flacco, it's an insanity run. I'm sorry, he's got to come to an end eventually, and unfortunately, I think it happens in the first round. But I think it'll be a tough game. I'm gonna go 20-17. The Texans win on a game-winning field goal from Kanye Fairbairn.
Well, I have the dissenting opinion here. I still believe in Joe Flacco. I think he gets it done. I mean, they played back in December, which was not that long ago. And he absolutely tore up the Texans defense. I mean, he did throw 2 interceptions, but he also scored 36 with, hold on, let me get his stats up, 368 passing yards and 3 passing touchdowns. I mean, I don't think the Texans' defense has gotten better since they played on the 24th, so I don't see how they're going to stop Joe Flacco. And the Browns' defense is obviously good. C.J. Stroud's obviously good, but I think the Browns' defense holds C.J. Stroud to less points than the Browns are going to get.
I would just like to say one of the main reasons that Joe Flacco scored 36 points is because Amari Cooper had 265 yards and 2 touchdowns. Which, if he doesn't play, I think this could be. Now, if he might just play and rule all of this as nonsense. But if he doesn't play, I could see Flacco having a bit of a rough time. And we already know Stroud is not going to turn the ball over. Joe Flacco, who hasn't played like 14 games, has more picks than Stroud does. Like three
Yeah.
more picks than Stroud does, which is crazy.
Also, Njoku's also still on the injury report as well, which is another target in the passing game.
I mean, they are both only questionable.
Hunt-
I would assume
Kareem
they
Hunt's
play.
also potentially injured.
James, you
Like,
say
a lot
Joe
of battered up players.
Flacco torched the Texans in that game. CJ Stroud also did not play that game. And the Texans started 2 quarterbacks that game who managed to put up 22 on one of the best defenses in the league.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but
I can only
I
imagine
mean-
what Stroud is going to do.
I mean, Stroud.
But-
You guys are saying Joe Flacco
but-
will insanity run?
That game did that game not have Tank Dell in it?
No.
I don't believe it did. No.
No,
Okay,
Tank Dell was out,
okay.
and Nico Collins put up a whole 18 yards.
Jesus, yeah, yeah, I definitely like the Texans here. But again, I think it comes down to a field goal. Which the Browns kicker's injured. Has not practiced 2 days in a row. Just saying.
Do you know who the emergency kicker is? By any chance?
Over their punter.
Deshaun Watson.
Well, that doesn't help.
No.
Game
no.
with
That
the
doesn't
field
Kareem
help.
Hunt, actually. Actually, Kareem Hunt should probably be their kicker.
That's who I
know what I'm saying?
Kareem
thought
Hunt
it was.
is also on the injury report.
He's only questionable. All these
So
questionable guys. are
they
gonna play.
might have to put their punter in. Corey, I'm not gonna attempt to say his
Bo-
last name. But,
Never mind. I was gonna try
yeah,
it. I've
he's
decided not
good.
to.
He's a good punter, and I reckon he'd be an alright kicker as well. But Hopkins would be a big miss because Hopkins is a really good kicker.
Hold on, I got the pronunciation right here. Corey Bojerkes.
Bajorquez, alright, yeah,
Hmm.
he's pretty good, but I don't think it'll make up for the Browns' offense potentially without Amari Cooper.
I mean, these
Or
questionable guys are
with
gonna play.
limited Amari Cooper.
A lot of them
If
will.
they don't-
Oh,
A lot of them
I
will.
would
Yes.
just say Amari Cooper's been questionable for 3 weeks now, and he did just miss the last 2 games. So there's a chance he's legitimately very injured. I
There
mean,
is a
putting,
chance.
He
I mean,
goes out there, I
putting
think he
up
goes out there no matter what.
265 yards might do.
this is a winner go home situation.
Yeah.
If he doesn't play, the Browns are probably gonna lose anyways. If he does play, and he should, like, even if he is injured, he should just play through that injury, in my opinion.
That depends
Because
on how
either way-
injured. Because if he's injured enough to where it's gonna jeopardize the Browns' season next
Next season?
year,
Yeah, but I don't think it's that serious because he's only questionable. He's not out.
I think it'll be a thing where he comes in, he's not his usual self, but he can at least play a decoy and catch a couple.
he'll drop like 50 yards on like 4 catches.
Yeah, something like that, but also opening up the passing game by running some routes and
I mean,
scaring
Njoku
the
is also. Even though he's questionable, he's
I
been
think
pretty good this
Njoku
season.
plays.
I think
Njoku
he's a
plays.
serious threat.
And then but CJ Stroud has been really good, and they've got that nice. I would argue their backfield is not even argue. I will say that their backfield of Damian Pierce and Devin Singletary is better than Kareem Hunt.
Some mid-ass backfields.
Yeah.
They're pretty bad.
No,
God.
Devin Singletary is actually pretty good.
No, Devin
Devin
Singletary
he's
has been
pretty
good this
bad,
year.
though.
I'll give you that.
Damian
Which-
Pierce is kind of finished though. He had a 1-year
Devin
insanity run.
Singletary.
Yeah.
That's real. He had
Devin
an
Singletary is
insanity run.
better than and potentially injured Kareem Hunt. So
Yeah.
maybe if they can do some fucking black magic and get Nick Chubb's knee feeling alright again, he can go out there and win him the game. But Fucking while you're at it,
This-
heal
however,
up fucking
I
Deshaun
will just
Watson and
say-
the rest of them.
Next year, if Deshaun Watson is like not awful and Nick Chubb comes back, this team's gonna be really good. They could win 13 games.
What do you
And
mean?
I'm serious about that.
Deshaun Watson isn't starting for him next year. Joe Flacco.
Dude,
Joe
Joe
Flacco's
Flacco
coming
is
in
going
next
back
year.
into retirement.
He's gonna go retire.
Joe Flacco's crawling back into his hole.
As the cycle's gonna repeat,
We
he's
go-
gonna
we
come
go
back for the
s-
next three
fucking-
games or last three games of next season too.
He's gonna
Yeah.
go smoke cigars with. He's gonna go smoke cigars with Pete Carroll, Bill Belichick, and
Tom
And
Brady.
Rodgers.
And Nick Saban, yeah.
You think Rodgers is
And
over?
hey, this
No,
Rodgers,
is not good.
Brady, Belichick,
Hey,
Saban, Carroll.
Manning brothers actually.
Hey, Mike Vrabel might be there. Like, decent company.
All
All right, any
it's
last
really
thoughts on this
cute.
game?
I think we covered it.
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right, well, make sure to check out our other playoff predictions on our channel and click the links in the description to follow our social medias and stay updated with the latest and greatest news. Thank you for watching.